Everybody, maybe the next one will start at 12:10 officially. No people need to walk over. Then they'll come at 12:20. I'm Andy Gilman, and I'm the executive director of the Aurora Foundation, and I know most of you. So the idea that Jamie and I had about this is to start offering a series of literally workshops that would be for anybody who's involved in the chamber. That could be nonprofits, for-profits, but all the things that we're struggling with or wanting to improve at. And I'm not an expert at social media. I've been doing it a long time. I learn things all the time, and I know some of you know things I don't know, and I'm hoping that we can actually work together on this. What's being passed around is a clipboard for your name and email address, and what I'm hoping is that we can look at most specifically Facebook and Instagram today. And this could be a series, we can look at Pinterest and other things later, but there's so much to talk about. But this will be our notes right here. So I'll capture some notes, like what your goals are and things like that, and then I'll send these to everybody.
Great. That's wonderful.
That seem okay? Okay. So just some other ideas. We can look at other social media outlets, but we can look at marketing in general. So I was the marketing manager for BST for 18 years in town, and my undergraduate degrees in design. Again, I learn things every single day. I'm constantly learning. Anyway. So what I thought was we could just look at a few things, but then I really want to hear from you. So let me write down just four things. If you have something in your mind that you would really like to hear today, what would it be? Just so I can make sure one of us covers it. And let me say one other thing. If anybody wants to order lunch, feel free. You have to pay for it yourself. But there are the menus right back. Something to cover?
Boosting what that does and how.
Okay, boosting. Yep, I'm going to cover that. Definitely.
You are going to cover that?
In fact, what we'll do is I'm going to mock boost one,
Oh, you
and
are?
then you can see how you would choose an audience, and then how much you could spend, so you get to choose all that. So the question was about boosting, so like what you paying for your post to go bigger than normally would organically, probably. So that's one thing we'll definitely cover. Yeah.
This is probably a dumb question.
No.
But the City Arts Commission, which I'm on, has a Facebook account.
Yeah.
And is there a way to link that to an Instagram?
Yeah, you can, and it's easier to go one way to the other. So the Instagram post can go one way, but they're becoming more and more united. So you can even do a boosted post in Facebook that will also go to Instagram.
But you have to boost it to go to Instagram?
No, I only do it one way, so we'll look at it and see. What I know right now is and some people do is they'll post in Instagram primarily, and then they'll share it in their Facebook. You want to go the other way.
Well, we have a Facebook account.
Yeah.
And I'd like to add an Instagram account.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure how to do
What I have
that.
noticed is that, so I have 3 adult kids, but they're all younger, and I'll say, why do you guys like Instagram more than Facebook? Because Facebook can do so much more, and they say, oh, I just want to see pictures. And then they use Snapchat because they really just want to see pictures and only for a little while.
Yeah.
So I mean, that part of it is understanding who your audience is, who's coming to your store or whatever it is. But do you agree?
Absolutely. There's a definite scientific biological reason for that, but our generation is right now we want to know what it is immediately in a picture and then swipe.
I like Instagram too.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and we're gonna look at there's a couple that I think are doing really well. We can look at what they do and how frequently they do it. Kate Spread is the one that I think we should look at.
And I have another thing too.
Yeah, sure.
If I have another organization I'm on, and she's from it over here. Ojai trees. And so we have a blog that we have linked to our website.
Yeah.
Can we link that blog to our Facebook page?
Yeah, sure. Well, so that's a great question. So I'm going to say just web pages to Facebook, and that to me is this category right here, which is leveraging your content, right? So that's where, or making your content count or your media count. So what I really want to advocate is, yes, with not counting boosting, this stuff is free, but it takes a long time. And so if you do something, like let's say you do a blog story, don't just leave it on your website, right? Then do a Facebook post or do an Instagram or both. And put it, if you do, this isn't the subject for today, but if you have an email list and you're emailing, have the links to the blog page. Like here's a great picture, here's a link to your blog.
I usually do it as a
Good.
post and put the blog post on there, but I didn't know there was an automatic way to get your blog onto your.
Like, so for example, I know in WordPress and in Wix, there is a way that you can get to go to a meeting. We can look. I don't know if I covered that quite today.
Okay.
No, but I hear you. What you want to do is make it be automatic as much as you can.
Yeah.
But to her point, I've also seen where, I'll give you an example, like if Constant Contact is an email, that's the server that I use. And I noticed that I have it automatically go to my Facebook pages, and those are the least engaged with posts. So in other words, like Facebook and Instagram both they're very picky about what gets more posting and what doesn't. So even if you say, I'm going to put a video on Facebook directly, that gets much more play than if you post a YouTube link. You see what I mean? So in other words, sometimes the automated stuff doesn't get what you want.
Okay.
That's what I found, which means more, a little bit more work. Okay, well let's just go through a couple. Anything else that if anything occurs? Yes.
I do, yes. How about frequency and, frequency.
Let me just answer that right now.
And the time, well, yeah, how often and
Oh,
what
time of day. Yeah,
That's important.
We'll look at that. So there's a lot of kind of conventional wisdom about that, and but what you can do is you can look at your own Facebook insights and see when your people are looking. So they'll show you, here's when your people are coming, you can even segment them. In general, on the email blast, what I would say, like if you do email blasting, which isn't the subject for today, but the general rule of thought is you might think, well, when do I check my emails and when am I just getting delete, throw into your spam? So Monday morning. Typically, the boss I do is I'm delete, until I see something I want to see. So doing things over the weekend is not advocated for the most part. But then sometimes what people have said is you can look at it and when things are good, Tuesday mid-morning seems to be pretty good. But I'll tell you that I did the very worst thing you could possibly do on Friday. I sent the RSVP link to the Chautauqua, thinking, oh, this is gonna bomb, and I ended up getting 250 in like 48 hours. And I got almost 200 within 24. So,
You never know.
yeah. Okay, so frequency and time of day. And let me answer the frequency part. Yes?
The acoustics in here are really bad. It's
Okay.
hard, when you're speaking over there, it's hard.
How should I be turning like this then? Or would you want to sit closer? Would that help? I'll do my best to turn, okay? So if you decide, oh, I want to post 2 or 3 times a week, and your content isn't good, you're training people to not pay attention to your posts. So in other words, I would say make the content be relevant and meaningful over a frequency, but frequency is important. How's that for an answer? Okay, so one thing is, why do we see what we see? So on your feed, you might say, oh, I've got 400 friends or whatever, and why don't I see all 400 of them? And so what Facebook and Instagram are doing is, I'm sure you've heard the word algorithm before, which is just a mathematical rule. All that is saying the people that you engage with are the people who are going to show up generally in your feed, and they also look at things like similar interests and things like that. So what you can do is you can say, like, for example, see, here's the Ojai Storytelling Festival, and it's going to show that I'm following it, but I can drop down and say, I want this to be I want to see this first every single time. So you can do that for yourself. You could tailor your own feed for yourself, right? You could also say, I want to unfollow them, but I don't want them to know I'm unfollowing them. So you don't see them anymore, but they get the message that you unfriended them. So like if you have sort of like a politically belligerent friend that you don't want to offend, then you just click on unfollow. So anyway, that's what's happening. That's why you don't see everything, and that's why when people talk about boosting, that means, and you're going to see when we get there, that you can decide, I want to pay money to go to all my friends and maybe all their friends, or I'm going to select by age, interest, and location. Right? So we can do all of that. So we're going to do that. But that's why you see some things and other things. So I'm sure you've heard the expression hashtag before, right? Okay, so we'll just look at, let me go to So this is my Instagram, and so I'll give you an example. This one I just posted just now. This one I think I posted yesterday. This one a little earlier. But so this is my Ojai Chautauqua event, which is the 29th. So I just, for younger people I want to say, just give you the details super fast. They can go farther. And then these are what are called hashtags. So you'll see it has that hashtag symbol, and what that means is if you say, I'll go to the hashtag Ojai. So let me go into Instagram, I'll just come back here and I'll say hashtag Ojai. And what's going to show me is that there's 342,000 posts that use this hashtag.
Oh my gosh.
The internet's a little bit slow here, I apologize. So what you would do, and Instagram and Facebook limit the amount of hashtags you can have, but so the idea is that you would want to put hashtags, and you'll probably notice what I think is, I like this practice personally, and that is that you get it away from the feed, because this isn't really content exactly, it's like trying to get you found. So this one, like civil discourse or sustainability or things to do in Ojai, that's one that I'm trying to promote more. So if you go to things to do in Ojai, you'll see, here's the ones that I've been doing or that I've been doing for other people, like White Sage Catering, which is taking. Oh yeah, good. So you did that. So you had that. Somehow that was in your text too.
You're the White Sage?
That's my girlfriend.
Ah.
So more than one person can use the same hashtag, it's not just.
Oh no, that's the point, is that you would kind of put things, you would say, here's my post, and here are things that relevant people who might be interested in what I'm posting, here's what they might search for. So like things to do in Ojai. So if somebody's here on the weekend or during the week or whatever, if you think, this would be helpful, then I should put it there.
So
Yeah.
like open forms.
Yeah, it's like that, right? So like in this case, like here's the storytelling festival, things to do in Ojai is perfect for that. And this was one of my recent events. And then, so here's there's a couple things, so my hashtags are here, liberal education, theater, things to do in Ojai, civil discourse, all the things that are important for me. And this one happened to be like a toggle one. P.S. If you haven't seen Man on the Launch, it's incredible. I can't believe the theater those guys are making right now is really something. There's something else that you can do in Instagram and in Facebook, and that is, and I did it here and you'll see it. So I started writing my post. The Agora Foundation is thrilled to partner with @Ojai Art Center. So then anybody who's searching Ojai Art Center and Ojai Art Center sees, you got tagged. So that's not a hashtag, but a tag. And so in this case, we came here in the morning for our seminar, and then we had lunch, and then Shen, the wine guy on Signal Street, which I recommend too, he came and did wine tasting press, and then we went and saw the show. So I tagged the Art Center, Azu, and Shen, so that all their followers can see that they won. And still, I'd love to see this be 322 likes, but I'm just working on getting the Instagram going on this guy, but I'll show you somebody who's doing it really, really well in that.
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
I know how to tag on Facebook the photos, so in that and Instagram, you just put the @ symbol and the website?
Let me show you an example. You probably know this. You can't automatically create posts in your web browser in Instagram, but there's all these third-party, this one's called Grambler and this one's called Flume. So anyway, there's apps that you can then do a post. So let me do a post real quick and I'll show you what I mean. So I say post, and make sure it's the right account, cool. And I say, great. So I'm not going to post this other than that right now.
I'm 100% lost.
Okay.
And I do this for a living.
Oh, great, sorry.
It's okay.
What do I do?
But what do you, ever since I understood your question and then I
Okay.
got lost with your answer.
So what I was saying was that Instagram is very much geared towards the phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so unlike Facebook, if you want to do a post, you can't just do it in your web browser and Instagram, you have to have an app.
Oh, you're referring to a third party. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, here are two apps. This one's free, it's called Grambler. And this one costs a little bit of money, it's called Flume, but there are many apps and they do a lot of cool
But it
things.
just serves the same purpose as your phone.
It does.
Okay.
But to me, I'm doing all this work on my computer.
Yeah.
I'm not working with my phone typically, and I'm not taking a picture of what I'm in front of with my phone. So that's why I use this. But let me just to show you so you can all see it. So let's quick. Yeah.
Will those be in notes so we can keep, so we know?
You want me to put flu and grandpa?
Yes.
Sure, okay. You bet.
Please.
So let me just say, let's say here's this picture. Oh, I'm gonna go Photoshop, I'm gonna drag in here, sorry. Sorry, don't get confused about that. So let me say, here's my new post,
Uh-huh.
and let's go. And then if I said, hi, at Azu, and it tells me these are all the things that have a tag with AZU in it. And your phone will do the same thing. So
Okay.
at Azu.
Okay.
I just met, great books over. Oops, sorry, but you get the point. And the other thing you can do is add a location, right? So if you, and you can do this on your phone really easily, but if you could say, add a location. So it says, oh, where in the world? And you say Azu.
Great.
And then it'll put that in your post too.
Oh.
So that means they see it, people who are following Azu, they can see it. So in a way, what I notice is that the hashtag, the ones that do have hashtags and the ones that have some relevance do much better than the ones that don't. And then what they say, the magic medium or the sweet spot is if you say food, think of how many people apply to food. But if you say catering in Ojai or Ojai caterers, that's going to be even smaller, right? So if you say food, you're going to be in this mass of hundreds of thousands of posts that probably not super high. But if you say best food in Ojai, or whatever.
So would you I usually try to do both.
I would say do both, some of
Okay.
both.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say the numbers can be attractive. You know, say, oh wow, there's 300,000. And you say, no, you want to show up.
Yeah.
So both is good. So yeah, actually, here's a great example. So White Sage Catering, she's just really starting her marketing too in a bigger way. And so let me show you an example of the way that she'll do it. So for example, this is actually to your point too. She's really bad at taking photographs of her stuff. So I'm trying to get her, and we're going to get to scheduling in a second. So I said, well, just take an old photograph and put the recipe in. And this one's doing pretty good. So anyway, here's the recipe that she did. You know, she had this photo already. Here's the recipe, so it's useful. And then if you look at hers, so she's saying things like, oh, hi, caterer, oh, hi. But then she's also saying, drink wine. Or taste made, or life and time.
Yeah.
And these are ones that do well for her. She's
And
done.
they're fun, yeah.
Yeah, so it's both. It's doing both. So you can also click on there and say, these are all the things that fall under Ojai Caterer at the moment.
Where at Firestick,
Yeah.
where I'm building their Instagram,
Yeah.
I'm trying to go after a local audience, so my hashtags tend to be mostly about Ojai.
And how's it going?
But it's working pretty well.
Okay.
I'm finding about 80% of the people who start following because they saw that
Yeah.
are from this area. You know, their businesses here, their
Yeah.
residents here. That one that you saw,
Yeah.
in the glaze.
Yeah.
I actually did glaze and some really,
Yeah.
really sort of generic stuff to get just a massive audience, because the bigger the followers you have, the more reputable you look.
Absolutely.
But those followers from all over the country aren't necessarily doing you any good other than to make you look good.
So let me, can I
But I
piggyback on your
disagree.
point?
But you would what?
Those followers all over add to your value, and
They do add.
they're gonna have a friend that's come to California, and they're gonna
Sure.
go, oh, I got an Ojai connection.
Yeah, that's
Please don't discount those.
No, I agree.
Yeah, we're trying to build it out, you know, in both ways, but I find myself hashtagging a lot of, you know, things to do in Ojai, Ojai Pottery Studios,
Yeah.
Ojai Style.
I did that too.
You know, because I want the local communities to know about us too. Or when people come and visit, they're gonna search those hashtags too.
No, I agree 100%. So I have people following me that aren't going to come to any of my events probably, but hey, it doesn't hurt. You know,
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
and I don't know that for sure. But to piggyback on one point that you made, you're going to see people start following you, and occasionally you'll go onto Instagram and they'll say, you'll get a list like, you'll say, oh, look, here's who's following, here's followers. And then go in and decide, oh, I should follow them too. So you just start building up your list of people that you're interacting with, right? Because when you follow other people, they tend to follow you. Not necessarily, but they.
I'm always compulsive about
Please.
checking that they're real people and not
Yeah,
bots and stuff. Does
For
anybody
sure.
else do that? I mean, do you look or do you just
I get
follow
first.
everybody
I
at
don't
the
follow
same
everybody.
time?
I don't follow everybody.
I mean, follow back to be specific.
I don't follow back everybody. Because
So
I
you
also,
check.
I try to look at them and just say, it might be really weird. Some weird, really weird person or place. I go, well, why am I going to follow them? I don't even want to see their
Right.
posts.
Right.
So it's great that they're following me, I guess. I'm
I'm
getting
glad I'm not the only one that's
No.
judging my followers.
No, of course not. And I'm like on Facebook, I get like 1 or 2 very strange friend requests a week maybe, and they're either
Yeah.
somebody they already know, and they go and look at their page and they go, oh, that's not them.
The hacks,
Yeah, the hacks, or it's like a girl, like a young woman, very provocative, who has 3 or 4 friends, and they're all guys, who probably said yes already. So I'm like, no.
There is a lot of that spam.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so does that seem clear so far, what I said? Okay. So then, tagging people in your posts, let's do something in Facebook for a second. So if I said, let me use an example. So here's the example. So this was something that I did for the Ojai Storytelling Festival. Just tagging everybody I could, so I tagged the Ojai Art Center. Actually, I could have tagged Kevin Clean, maybe I'll go back and do that. Does everybody know how to tag people in photographs? Have you guys done that?
Yeah.
You need to, okay, so let's do it. So I'll post a picture. The internet's real slow here right now. Okay, so for example, if I said, here, I'll tag this picture. So this was, you recognize this room? So if I said tag the photo, and if I said, try to do it on Facebook.
Does it guess who it is? Is
Yeah.
that what it's
If
doing?
it has a nice frontal face, it can.
Recognition.
So there's nobody here like it's trying to see who this is because I recognize that it's a face, but everybody else's choosing a profile. So I'll just tag myself. So if you click on tag photo and then I put me.
So you don't have to put it on a face, it'll say
No, they can
that.
be anywhere you want.
I wondered about that.
Yeah, they could be because sometimes if these people have Facebook accounts and I want to
Yeah.
tag them, I would do it.
So now every time your face pops up, your name pops up?
Well, what this would mean is that if somebody was, okay, so if I typed in Andy Gilman in here, what it's going to do is show the places where Andy, it's kind of like a hashtag, where Andy, those words appear, it'll show me that, and it'll show me the photos of that tag Andy Gilman.
So it's like a hashtag, but it's a
Yeah.
different way of doing it.
So let me tell you what I think is the best practice about that. I do like tagging people because your post gets spread far and wide, but then sometimes people will post something that has nothing to do with me, and they tag everybody that they know to try to get interest in what they're posting, and I reply to them and I say, don't tag me in something that's not about me, right? So somebody's saying, like, I'm selling solar power or whatever, and they start tagging everybody they know. And I'm like, you can decide, you can block that if you want to yourself in your own account, but
How do you
That
block
would
it?
go crazy.
in your own profile, you can set to say you approve if someone tags you or not. The default is it just goes. But if you go to your own privacy settings, you can say, I want to approve if anybody posts to my timeline or tags me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But this is my thing, so I want to be tagged. So if anybody's looking for me, they'll see me in this picture. Marking locations is the same way too, so I'll just go back here and do the same thing. So if I said, add a location, and I can say, these are the places these are places where I go and tag a lot. So I'll say plus. Right? And then everybody, like it's great. But if you have a meeting and all these people are on Facebook or Instagram and you tag them all, it's gonna go far. And when I was at Oak the high school kids really liked being tagged, and then they would all, like those posts did by far the best.
So when you tag them, it goes to them. right? It goes to them,
Their friends.
Well, yeah, so
to their friends.
their friends would see it too, yeah. So that you can see, like, it can spread out like a web. No, I see, you gotta be careful with it, right?
Yeah,
Do you have, do you consider it courteous to ask us if we want to be tagged? And like I do that, I mean, like when I take, well, I'm out with friends, I'm like, who's willing to be tagged? And there's always that one friend that doesn't.
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
And so I respect that, but I always feel like I'm opening this can of worms.
yeah.
I should just tag them all, or to
And-
heck with it all.
Or
But-
ask for forgiveness.
Afterwards,
Yeah.
untag yourself afterwards.
Well, like for example, this picture, what I told these people in the group was, I'm just gonna take a couple of photographs. If anybody objects, please let me know. And when I'm doing something bigger, like an Ojai Chautauqua panel, they sign a release to put them on YouTube, because it's 2 hours of them on stage.
And it's not like you're tagging anybody that's not into it. You don't recommend.
Correct, I don't do that.
Not everybody wants to,
Mhm.
I mean, I could be a hermit and not want you to know that I went to that meeting.
That's
I
right.
mean, it's that's respecting
Of course.
people's privacy.
No, no, and if somebody said, like, if this
Not that I-
gentleman did, he said,
not
no,
that I
use
agree
me,
with
I'm
that.
problematic.
Right.
I wouldn't use a picture with him in it.
Andy, what's the difference between tagging somebody in a photo, like I post coupons for the directory all the time,
Yeah,
and instead of tagging the coupon picture, I actually just check in to the location.
Yeah.
So like I posted
Yeah.
one for Ojai ice cream on Friday,
yeah,
and at the bottom I checked in at Ojai ice cream, so
That's
they knew I had posted it,
yeah.
and it went out, but it didn't go out to all of their followers. Is that how that works? If you check into something, it just connects you to them?
It would be, so for example, let me show you exactly what they see. So if I go over here and I say Azu, then what's going to look, so you're seeing, oh, here's their places. Here's public posts that they're doing, but then also you would see people who said, oh, this happened here.
Okay.
So that would come up there too. So let me show you, I'm helping Calmarco out. So let me show you what they have right now. So they don't have an Instagram yet, but they do have a location. So people have said, oh, I'm at Calmarco. And so that's a good start. But see, to me, I guess I would say the business, who at Ojai Ice Cream, people would want as many people to be there as possible, right? So you're not infringing on this privacy.
I mean, we always
Yeah.
try to check into the location. So like when I
Yeah.
posted the menu for Camarco a couple of months ago, I always make sure that I do the location. And
Yeah.
because most of the stuff that I post anyway is linked to a business and not a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, that's great.
I just do the check-in and
Of
send
course.
the tag.
Now, my Facebook is not very personal except for when I go on a trip, but otherwise I keep it pretty much businessy. I'm doing events. But, okay, like friends, your friends on Facebook, let's say, when you check in, if they're close to you and you're in their feed, it'll say, oh, she just checked in at Ojai Ice Cream.
Right.
So that's pretty
Well, I
good.
actually
That's nice.
post it from the directory side. So the directory
Yeah.
has their own
Oh, yeah.
Facebook page.
Yeah.
So, and then I share it onto mine and I share it in a couple of other places.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. I mean, to me, that's like, it just takes a little bit of effort, but it's good advertising, you know?
Well, you know, and then that business can see that somebody checked in. Like we did that to Ojai Pizza a couple of weeks ago. And because it got shared a bunch of different times, they
Yeah.
finally gave the directory a shout out
Yeah,
for, you know, posting their new menu
yeah,
on, and it got shared a lot, so
yeah,
I figured that was pretty good.
that's great. So moving on, making media count. Here's what I mean by that. So this is my website, or one of my websites right here. So this is the Agora Foundation. So we made this video. Well, I made a video, but so I spent the time to shoot this video and make it, and then I put it on it's posted on YouTube and imported into my website here. But then, when I talk about basically sometimes we're just cannibalizing, but use your content everywhere you possibly can. And so I posted it here. And so it's on YouTube for my website as it's called an iframe. Basically, you can have anything come in pretty much through anything else. But that's another subject for your web pages. But what I did was I put it here as my featured video. And so here, native Facebook posting. So it had 6.4K views. Whoops, sorry. Oh, play buddy. We don't want to watch it. But what you can do though is you can really look and see, well, what's the real picture here? What's happening? So 20 people engaged with it. There was one comment, and then 5 people shared it. So if you said, wow, 6.4 thousand people look at it, it showed up on 6.4 thousand people's feeds. They didn't all watch the whole thing. And if you go into your, and I'll show you under insights, you'll see how many people watched how many minutes of it. But still, it's still fine. It's great. So I put it on here, and then on Instagram, I did what I'll do on there is, Instagram has a limit on video, which is 60 seconds. And so what I'll do for the Instagram is I will make a shortened version of the video. So like this is the video that you just saw, not the one you just saw, but the second one. And I made a 1-minute version and posted it on Instagram. And right now, so that was 4 days ago, so I'm at 22, so I like to see that grow too. So that's what I'm saying, like you're spending time and energy writing things or taking photographs, put it everywhere. Everywhere you can, because not everybody's looking at it.
And then you put the link so they can watch the full video, did you say that?
Yeah, it's here, so it's at the Agora Foundation here, but this is what's really tricky about Instagram is you can do these hashtags, but you can't do a live link like in Facebook. You can do it on your profile. So to me, like, I find Instagram limiting, but as people have said, it's people wanting to see pretty pictures, you know? So there's not a lot of links.
Is there a time limit on Instagram? Like,
It's 60 seconds.
do they stay on for a month and then they disappear?
No. So if you look here, it'll just keep going and going. So if you have somebody who's got hundreds and hundreds of posts, it'll just keep scrolling down. Here's a great example though. I don't know if you guys saw this, but this was the Casitas Municipal Water District. The general managers of Cayugas United, the city of Ventura, and then Steve Wickstrom from Casitas all talked about the state water interconnection. So I filmed it and I put it on Agora, and I put it on Ojai Chat, and I put it on Facebook, but then I put just the 60-second version here, and then where they can go and see the rest. Yeah.
Can you talk about a story, like when people are putting together a story versus a post?
Just go ahead, talk about it.
No, I would like to hear you
Oh,
say
okay.
it.
Well, what I've seen, would you say, you mean like multiple pictures? Is that what you mean?
Yes,
Okay.
or so-and-so added to their story.
Oh, I see. See, I'm not good at, what I've been working on right now is these kinds of things where I'm saying, maybe you want to talk about that? I'm doing multiple posts like this, but then you see like on your phone, you'll see people say, oh, they added to their story. Why don't you tell us about that?
Okay, so stories are really good for branding yourself, getting yourself connected to your audience. So especially on Instagram, it's all about one-on-one connection. They want to know you. It's almost like a reality TV show. So for your story, it's like an inside look at, it could be your day, what's going on with your business, like a new sale. It's just an extra way to promote yourself because people will scroll through stories. Like it's Snapchat plus Instagram equals stories, and people really like Snapchat, so Instagram decided to develop that into their technology. So for me, what I usually do is like I'll upload short videos of a preview of some music I'm working on. So for you guys, it could be like, if you're doing an ad, your ad can go on there as like a preview. It can be.
I'll play one. Here's an example one.
Yeah.
Conservancy.
Exactly. So some people just do like home videos, but it can be like a new, just advertising something new.
Are you putting them up all at the same time, or are you adding to them throughout?
Yeah.
Are you truly adding to them the way my phone says?
Yes.
And
It depends on what kind of strategy you use for your business.
so
if
you
it's
would
more-
plan in advance, I'm gonna have a storyline and keep track of it
That would be
throughout the
good,
day,
yeah.
and I'm adding to it versus just a random post.
Right, so if you're just a person, you're just gonna make it about your day and it's like really fun for people to watch that. But as a business, you need to be strategic about it. You have to plan things you want to advertise for people, what time of day they're on maybe, because that's the only thing I think on it that's linear. So yeah, it's mostly like this. But that's more for celebrity, that's a celebrity style.
But it only stays up for 24 hours.
Yes, it does, the
So
story goes
if
away.
I want to see my
Oh,
daughter's
that's what I
story
was
that she posted last week, I can't see it anymore.
Unless she saves it to her highlights,
Yeah.
which go on the front.
Awesome.
So you would need to really know your viewership if you were a small business contemplating doing a story versus a post. you'd have to know you had people paying attention today.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to be really, I mean, because if I only have 500 followers and I don't even know who they are,
Right.
I'm not gonna do a story and assume that they're all gonna catch it all.
It's just a good way to bring people in one-on-one and say, if you like my business, here's a way to connect further, here's what's going on, here's what we have coming up. It's just a really great way to engage.
And what does that mean?
A story. And it's
A
awesome.
series of posts.
Yeah, so here they have their highlights.
So this would be like, I just started looking into this too because I didn't want to do it on my feed, but basically you could say, this is the Ojai Valley Inn, you see that they've got a nice team and they're doing pretty well. But you can categorize your posts, so and your stories, so you can say, these are all giveaways. So it's just another way of kind of personalizing your Instagram.
Now, can your business connect to Ojai without their permission? And how,
Just, yeah, you could hashtag them.
you hashtag them in
Ojai
yours?
Mhm.
But what if people are looking at Ojai in there, and would they be able to find you?
If you're just hashtagging them, if you just hashtag that in your post, they're just gonna see, what they'll see is, you'll see your post.
And they'll see Ojai, but it's not the opposite way.
It's not like somebody to go to the Ojai Valley and then see your thing.
Okay.
That's what you're asking,
Yes,
right?
that's what I'm asking. So no, so it only works one way.
Well, let me just make sure I'm understanding. So let's say you have a picture and you write some words and you hashtag Ojai Valley Inn, let's say. Then anybody who's searching hashtag Ojai Valley Inn, your picture will come up in the screen like I was showing you, like Ojai.
And they'll be like, why is that picture of a zoo hashtagged Ojai Valley Inn?
Right.
That's true.
I mean, that's what when I come across mislabeled stuff, I
Yeah.
wonder like, oops.
It should be relevant, it should make sense, is what I would say.
Yeah.
It should be some kind of relevance. Thank you for sharing that. That's really cool.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
It's really good.
This is what I do all day.
Okay. So I want to take, so for me, keeping the schedule, and so I want to take a couple things that I do. So one thing I do is, in my calendar, literally, I'll say, I'll have 2 or 3 posts, and I'll put them as a calendar appointment, and it comes up. And if I get to it, great, if I don't, but it's reminding me, so I can't not do it. So that's what I do in my own calendar, and I keep a paper calendar with tasks that I put them all here. But then, this is just a Google Doc here. So this is what I do. By the way, I'm not selling myself to you guys, I'm just saying this is what I do for myself. So I'm not advocating me for any reason other than to share information. So if I'm doing a big marketing push, let's say for another organization, what I would do is say, so it's just like Excel, right? So you've got these tabs, and I'm not using the math functions here very much, I'm using the cells, basically, but I would say something like, here's our team agenda every week, what we're gonna talk about, like, what do we need to discuss, what content happened this week, but then I'll have an annual agenda, so I'll say, these weeks, now this was for Oak Grove School, which was my job for Oak Grove was very event oriented, so I'd say, oh, here's Ojai Day, I know I want to get into these communications, and if it's something that needs to be printed, right, like we had an open house every November, I would say, I got to get my ad into Ojai Quarterly this week. So I would use this timeline, and those big red blocks for me were like, that's D-Day, right, that's the event. And then I would say, this is when we were gone, that's winter break. But then it just kept me on track all the time, where I could also try to find pinch points, where if I said, well, there's a lot happening in this one week, we probably need to spread it out. But then for a particular event, and this is social media and also just regular marketing too, I would say, here's a big event like open house or Earth Day, and I'd say, here's D-Day, what ads do I want to place, and when do I need to place them by, and when do we haven't done that, and all that kind of stuff. So to me, this is how I need my reality to be if I'm trying to manage a bunch of things. And then I have a press contact sheet, everything really handy. So I've got their email addresses sort of like in one place, and what they cover. And if I hire teenagers, take flyers to all these places. And then here's like my weekly thing to say, which is similar to what I've translated over to my calendar over here, but you want to make sure I get like my posts done in time.
Yours just looks just like mine. I'm
Oh,
so
great.
excited.
Oh, good.
And I have one other
Please.
section that I have my frequently used hashtags.
Oh, key parts.
So I can copy and paste them into my post
That
instead
is
of
really excellent.
hoping to get them correct each time.
Yeah, so even this document right here, like this text document, You can just put your hashtags in this text document, put them in a folder, leave it on your desktop or whatever, just copy and paste it into your post. So you're not tagging. That's a great tip.
Andy, do you use a scheduler for Instagram?
I know they talk about that.
Okay, so in Facebook, if you're making posts and you want to set them up for, say, a week or 2 weeks, if you're on vacation or whatever, you can schedule your post in Facebook. And when I started working with Casablanca and having to schedule Instagram posts, they don't let you schedule Instagram posts. So I had to research and I found an app called Buffer. And it will let you set up your post for Instagram. You still have to physically post them, but it sends you a reminder on your phone through the Buffer app. And it'll say, and what it does is it comes up and says, it's time for you to make your post. And because I've got a personal Instagram account and I am logged into the Casablanca Instagram account, I have to make sure that I'm in the right one. So it gives you that option. Do you need to see who's signed in? So I always check and make sure it's not me and it's Casablanca. So what it does is it puts the picture, gives you the picture in your photos on your phone. It also copies and pastes the post that you've already set up on your computer into your clipboard on your phone, and then all you have to do is paste it into Instagram. I always keep my hashtags the same, so I just have them copied and pasted. I don't spread them out like Andy, but I might start doing that. Anyway, so you can set the post up right then.
And are you saying buffer or
Buffer.
bumper?
Buffer. It's called Buffer. And then what happens is because I'm a lazy duck, and I try to make the same post in Facebook as we do on Instagram, if I'm posting it in real time on Facebook, Buffer will pop up in my Facebook and I can just automatically do it. It sends the little notification to my phone. I do it. It's a big
That
thing.
sounds like so much better than Hootsuite. Did you ever read
I did not. I did what I
I
researched
found it
before
so
I did it.
unfriendly.
I
so this sounds
researched it.
better.
Yeah, Buffer's really
I
nice.
had friends that did it, and it's easy for me to do it. I don't need to do that scheduling, but this does sound better.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's
And Buffer's free. You can actually you can pay for it, but you can also get a free version. I'm only maintaining one account on Instagram like that, so I just use the free version.
How many accounts for free?
No, maybe.
I'll include the link.
But yeah, but Buffer was one of the ones when I did the research that said it was really easy to use. It was free. If you're not managing, like 10 accounts, then it would be super easy to use.
Let me just cover two things for the last 10 minutes. So Kate's spread to me is really interesting. She basically abandoned her Facebook. So if you look at her Facebook
She
post from
abandoned it?
2016,
Yeah,
pretty much. And so what she does is it's all Instagram, and so you can see she's got a lot of posts, a lot of followers. She's not following many. But the reason why I'm bringing her up is that, so this one, just the frequency of her posts, this one was 19 hours ago. In general, it's really beautifully done, right? So this was 1 day ago. So she's got this just set up in her space with a camera. So if you look at everything, I mean, you might say, well, what does this have to do with Kate's bread or whatever? You're like, well, people are liking it, they're enjoying it, talking is beautiful. Obviously, her bread's really good. But this is 1 day ago. That's a lot of likes in a day. And then she'll do short videos like this one. That's just fun.
But she's making those artistic posts as well as bread?
Yeah, so let me show you. She also, this is what I want to encourage people to do too when I get, let's see where her video comes in. She filmed herself walking around the kitchen. Let me just go faster. Just announcing something.
That's Kate.
Sorry.
Well,
So we don't need to be too scripted, is that what you're demonstrating?
Well, what I mean is,
so bread is going to be
if really the internet in here is really slow and have all these windows open. But, so what I'm trying to encourage other people to do is to say, like Kate at YC's Catering, is that people love your food, it's great, you're super professional, but they also like you. So make a fun video of you just saying, oh, here's me making pastries, or here's me making something, do a 60-second thing. Because people are also buying Kate's bread because of Kate,
Yeah.
right? And so this took her, what, 2 minutes? And she's really just making an announcement. And it got 3387 views 4 days ago. But she's posting several times a day.
Many times a day. I taught her in 5th grade.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did, yes. But she does make a lot of posts. Some
She
days
does.
your Instagram feed blows up with Kate's bread.
Yeah.
It's
they're-
always
they're-
beautiful.
They're really, she's spending, the photography is very nice. And you can see she's also got a nice scheme of color going on. She's got a palette that she's working in.
Thank you.
Oh, no,
I gotta go
of
upstairs.
course. So let me just do with last 5 minutes, I'm gonna boost the post, okay? So here I am on my, just to show you this last thing. So I just, let's see. Okay, so I just did this morning for today's meeting. So if I said, I'm doing this seminar where there's gonna be a Canterbury Tale by Chaucer, blah, blah, blah. So I say, okay, I wanna boost the post. So now here's where the first thing it's asking is, what do you want to do from this post? Engage and chat with potential customers, get reactions, comments, and shares. So let's say in this case, I want to engage and chat with potential, no, actually I want this one. So I want that, so that's going to prioritize it that way. And then you can have a button, and the button's going to say, it's a seminar that I want people to sign up for, so I'll say sign up. And then it's going to ask me, well, where's that link going to go? So in this case, I'll just have them go to my main website, but I haven't taken anything to go in there. So now, here's where you got some choices. You can say, I want to send this to people who like my page and their friends, so it'll appear in their feed, or just people who like my page, or people I choose through targeting. So let's just do that one in this case. So I said, cool. You could also set up audiences that you make, so you don't have to pick this new each time. But let's say I'm going to go and edit it, and I say, all right, I want men and women. This age group looks good. I could change that if I wanted to. And right now it's saying your audience is really, really broad. So then what I would do is I would say, well, let me say something like Ojai. So if I say just like Ojai, California, then it will ask me, well, how big do you want your reach to go? So in other words, see what I'm saying? It's going to go into Oxnard and so on. That looks good. But then I could say, I could also do it by interests, right? So then I could say, okay, so I can say, oh, I'm interested in people who like literature, right? And I'm interested in people who like education, travel. So then it's telling me my audience size is defined, so my potential reach is 200,000 people. So that would be people in that demographic, that circle area, right, that location with these interests. So then I say, okay, great. Now it'll tell me if I was so particular, it would get me into the red zone here and say, this is going to reach like 17 people. Or I'm exaggerating, but something like that. Now it's going to say, how much money do you want to spend for how long? And I'll say, okay, and what I would suggest is just try a post that you think is good and interesting, spend $20 and see how it performs compared to your post that you don't use. Just try it and see if it's worth your time and money. But if I said, okay, I'll spend $30 for 7 days, that's going to leave you right after the seminar, here's how much I'm going to spend per day, and it's giving me a potential of this many people per day.
But that's a potential, so.
That's only the potential.
They're not guaranteed.
They can't. Right, but
Because don't
That
they
range
use
is
an
good.
algorithm to determine what you see?
But it'll stay up until people see it, so you still get your money's worth.
and if it doesn't get that, you don't pay the full amount. Like in other words, if it doesn't appear on everyone's feeds, you
Then
won't
you
get
don't
charged
pay
the
for
full
it.
amount.
You're only paying for the exposure, so if the algorithms don't provide exposure, you're not.
Like if they don't, let's say those users aren't on, they're just not looking, then you don't have to pay them because.
And your ads can run longer until those people are on.
Yeah. So anyway, then you set up like a PayPal account or a credit card account, and you go to that. So, but let me show you an example from So what I encourage you to do, once you start doing this and you're working on it, paying attention to it, is on your page right here, you have this, Insights, and you have Insights in Instagram too. And so if you look at your insights, so Storytelling Festival, I'll say, yeah, give me my insights for the last, let's say, 28 days. These are all things you can look at, right? You could say, well, here's the engagement that you've had these days, but you can also say, well, I'm really curious about like what kind of posts do well. So if I said, here was the 2 things that I promoted recently on the Storytelling Festival, so I said 40 and 20. And it told me, here's how many people got reached with these 2 events, here's how many links I ended up getting and engagement. But it's really great because they tell you exactly what's happening. So for example,
Now, when you say they're reached, does that mean they liked it or that how do you tell them they actually saw it or not?
I mean, what they'll say on reach is that it's appearing in their feed. Do they know if they really looked at it or stopped at it? No. But it went into their feed. That's what. So if you look at something like this, you would say, this was a video. This is one of the storytellers from the Ojai Storytelling Festival. So the reach went to 2,100 people. This was not a boosted post. That was just organic. And then engagement was how many likes did I get and how many shares. Right. But then the ones that are boosted, so if I can look at this promotion, I can say, yeah, let me see how this one did. So it said on that one, that went to 1,995 people and 173 people did. So they clicked on that photo. I spent photo on that. So this is where, in my field, I really wanted people to go to this one because it was good and I wanted them to get excited about the storytelling festival. So I usually have a few boosted posts going at any time. But you can't afford to boost everything. Well, maybe you can. I can't. So you pick and choose what you want to do, and it's just part of your marketing budget. You just know that it's part of your marketing, and it should be part. And this is telling you what time do people come, like on the Storytelling Festival, what days. This is pretty uniform. There's not a particular day.
I still don't get, if it doesn't change the algorithm, how can they boost it?
If it doesn't, it does change the algorithm. Well, because one algorithm that it's doing is it's saying, when you say send it to all my friends, it's basically the algorithm's off. It's that everybody who's your friend is going to get it in their feed. Is that what you're asking?
Well, yeah, but I could post and say to send it to all my friends anyway without boosting it.
It's not going to go in front of all your friends. That's what I'm saying. The algorithm doesn't get it in front of all your friends.
So they do alter the algorithm when
They
you
do.
post it. Okay,
Because
that's what I was trying to figure out.
Oh, I'm sorry. So if you think about it this way, hypothetically, let's say you have 500 friends or 1,000 friends. Going through that feed in a particular day would just be so long, right? So basically what they're doing, well, who knows why they're doing what they're doing, but among the reasons is it makes it reasonable, like what comes through on your feed. So they're trying to say, well, you engage with these people the most, you like them the most, you like their stuff. But it's kind of a mystery. Everybody wants to know what the algorithms are. Like in Google too, like it would be treasured if you knew exactly what got searched, but, or why you came up.
So if somebody's coming up more than you want to see them, you just ignore their posts and they won't come back.
Well,
That's weird. It's a
I have
reverse.
had people. I was going onto Ojai Community Network and I noticed they got so political. I just started unfollowing particular people or blocking them, and I noticed all of a sudden, like, Ojai Community Network seems peaceful. It's not really peaceful, it's just peaceful in my feed. Anyway, it's 102, I don't want to keep you past what you're able to do, but we didn't get through everything, but that's okay. So what we do is we can just schedule more and go through more platforms, and but really this, like your social media is a mix of your emails, how you blast, literally flyers in towns, you have events, how does this connect to your website, is your website working well? I mean, all the above, right? So.
It's very helpful.
Yeah.
Oh, glad.
Yeah, you're really good.
Sure. And if you, oh yeah, no problem. So I'll email this to everybody with the links down here. If you put your name on this, it'll go out to you, and then I'll work with Jamie about scheduling the next one. But another one for, if any of you are nonprofits is, I already talked to some nonprofits, is to have a grant writing workshop.
A what?
A grant
Oh,
writing
yeah,
workshop.
that would be awesome.
Yeah, and everybody's really excited about it. So we'll do that too. Yeah.
Right. It's nice that we can just show it on screen.
Yeah.
Are you going to have them basically the same time, day?
That survey that I sent out before, once again, we sent it through the chamber, and We can split the time around, like if an evening works better for you. I'll send another survey.
I mean, I can make it on Tuesdays because I don't have conflict, but all the other days I can. So that's
Yeah.
why I was saying. So I'll just see, I'll watch and see what
Okay.
turns up as.
Okay, but I'll keep that in mind. Yeah.
This was great.
I'm glad you liked it.
Well, and I think it's good, look at such a long, so when you have this